I'm just gonna let it rest here a little bit, and then when Eddie comes back in, by then it'll be cooled off a little bit, and we can taste it and try it and see how it is. I got up this morning hungry for some lasagna. Started looking in the pantry, didn't have all the stuff to make lasagna. So I just decided that I was gonna take what I had and make up something similar to lasagna. So I got my hamburger meat here, right here in the pot, already browned. And I'm pouring a jar of marinara sauce in it. I use different kinds. Today I'm using the tomato and basil. I didn't have lasagna noodles, so I figured I'd just try some egg noodles. So this is definitely going to be something different. I hope it tastes, it's gotta taste the same. I mean, it's got noodles, and it's got hamburger meat, and it's got cheeses. So I decided to, for my layered stuff, I'm gonna use egg noodles. I'm gonna use my sauce mixture, which I put the marinara sauce. I'm gonna put a little bit of granulated garlic. Marinara's got some of that already in there, so I ain't gonna put a lot of that. I'm gonna put a little bit of salt. And I'm using the pink, Himalayan pink salt. We just like it. And I'm gonna put just a little bit of sugar in it, just to sort of take the edge off of it. Give it a little bit of a sweetness. But not too much. The marinara's got some in it, so I'm just gonna put a little bit. Probably not even half a teaspoon, just because the marinara's already got it in there. So I'm just gonna drop a package of egg noodles into my boiling water. We're gonna let these cook down. Not too much, because I'm gonna put it in the oven. I'm gonna layer it. I'm gonna have my egg noodles. Then I have a mixture. I'm just gonna mix cream cheese and sour cream. I'm just going through there and just sort of making what I've got. You know, in the times we're in right now, groceries are expensive, so I think sometimes we can deviate from the recipe that we've always used and make it into something else. It'll be just as good, hopefully. I'm sure it will be. So it's not a lot of really different steps to do. I'm just trying to show you what I did, and I'm just gonna cut this down on low. I'm just gonna let that simmer. I'm gonna get my lid. Let that simmer down real good while I go together and mix up my sour cream and my cream cheese. Cream cheese is a little bit soft. It's not super duper soft. So, might be a little hard for that. It's probably better if I would have done it to room temperature. But I just started looking through there, just trying to find something. I'm like, well, the stuff I usually use, I put a little of this and a little of that. So we'll just try this. This might be the next best thing. We might not even make my homemade lasagna like I usually do. Because homemade lasagna, that's one thing about it. It's really, really good, but with all the different cheeses and stuff, it is a little bit expensive to make. So this right here is just hopefully gonna be a cheaper, reconstructed lasagna. I think one of my cream cheeses was a little softer than the other one. But I can probably get it mixed together good enough. If not, I'll get my mixer out, or I might stick it in the microwave for just a little bit. Just enough to soften it a little bit more and mix it all together. A lot of times, a lot of people just, every time they eat something, they have to go to the grocery store and buy it. And sometimes there might be stuff we can just sort of change it up a little bit and add this and try this, and it might end up being just as good or better than what we've always done it. One thing about cooking is don't be afraid. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. This right here might be an epic fail, but we won't know until we try it. I'm gonna make a double recipe is what I'm doing right here. I'm going to make supper for Eddie and I, and then I'm gonna take one of them over to my cousins next door for their supper. So what I've done is I start with a pound of hamburger meat, and I use just beef, but obviously, I'm probably gonna make it sometimes with venison because we have ground deer. And beef is pretty high at the grocery store right now. So, we just try to save where we can. So start out, brown your ground beef, drain it, and then you can just use whatever. If you don't have marinara sauce or spaghetti sauce or something like that, just put some tomato sauce in it, and you can put you some stuff, some Italian seasoning, or garlic, which I added a little garlic to it. I added garlic, salt, and some sugar to it. And then I just stirred it all up together for my sauce and meat, and I'm letting it simmer while my egg noodles are cooking. So I used a whole bag of egg noodles just because I'm doing this, like I said, to make 2 recipes of it. So you could use a half a bag of egg noodles for one, and then you can use for your cheese mixture, you can use 1 block of cream cheese and 8 ounces of sour cream. I use 2 and a whole 16 ounces of sour cream. What I'm gonna do is when I start to layer it, I'm gonna put my noodles, I'm gonna put this mixture, and I'm gonna put my sauce, and I'm gonna layer it 2 times. Basically, that's what I do with my lasagna. Layer it twice, and then I bought the triple cheddar cheese. It's got 3 different kinds, and I like that. And I'm gonna put a little bit of mozzarella and put that on top, and I'm gonna put it in my oven. Everything is done, but I want all my stuff to just meld together. And so by doing that, I'm gonna put it in the oven on 350, covered, for probably, depends on your oven, 20 to 30 minutes. When the cheese is melted good and everything just blends in together, then it's ready. So I will bring y'all back at the end and show you the finished product. But very simple, very easy. I'm gonna take y'all over there and let y'all see what my sauce looks like. Looks very, very good. And then that's what my cream cheese and sour cream mixture looks like. Very simple, very easy, cheap lasagna. And I'm saying cheap. Truthfully, everything's expensive. We've been trying to do meals instead of cooking the way we've always cooked, and the way I'm sure my mom and your mom or grandma or whoever taught you to cook. We had a whole meal. I mean, we didn't just have lasagna, or we had lasagna and green beans and corn on the cob, or, you know, just different things like that. Well, you know, for Eddie and I, it's just the two of us, so we're not doing that. We eat a lot of one dish meals, and we can eat 2 or 3 times off that one dish meal. So it's silly for us to really just waste. That's all we're doing, is wasting food when we do it the other way. So, as you can see, my egg noodles, they're done. They're soft and tender. So I'm just going to come over here and I'm just going to drain it. Get my lid from my pasta pot. If you don't have one of these pasta pots, they are the most amazing thing. My mother-in-law gave me this and I love it. It's got the big holes over here, the smaller holes on this side, but that way you don't need a strainer. All you do, put it in, lock it, and then go over to your sink and drain it. And that's all you need, not dirtying up more dishes. I got a phone call, so I had to stop. So I'm gonna spray just a little bit of cooking spray on the bottom of these pans. And I'm just putting just enough to coat the bottom of it. I'm just gonna do one right now, and then I'll do the other one. I don't really know. Sort of hard to mix this. I don't know if you can see. I'm just trying to get this mixture. Would have been easier for me to just mix it all in there together, but with my noodles, I'm just sort of taking it, and it's ended up mixing up. But that's the only way that I can get it to do around, so I think it's gonna be fine. Our sauce, it's just been simmering. And it looks so good, and it smells good too. I wish y'all could smell it. We definitely need some smell-o-vision on some of these videos, because my gracious, they smell good. And I'm gonna make 2 layers, so I'm not just putting a whole bunch. I just want enough to get it coated good, because I'm gonna put more noodles. Like I said, this is definitely a new something. If it wasn't family, I probably wouldn't be making something new to take to somebody's house. But since it is family, it'll be all right. If they don't like it, we'll just eat us a ham sandwich. don't see what's gonna be not to like out of it. I think it's gonna be really good. Can't imagine how it would not taste good with just the stuff that's in it. And as you can see, I'm a little messy, but that's all right. That's what the night paper towel's for. Clean up our mess. All right, y'all. Just gonna clean my edges up just a little bit so it don't look quite so bad. Get that noodle right there covered. Don't want any noodles sticking out there, drying out. We want them all good and covered. Even if you gotta push it down just a little bit. All right, y'all, I'm gonna I gotta get my mozzarella. That's what I forgot. Can't get the package open. Some of these easy open packages are the hardest things I have ever seen to get open. And sometimes I cut it wrong and have to end up putting it in a Ziploc bag. Sprinkling a little bit of mozzarella cheese. And then I'm going to cover it good with this triple cheddar cheese. And I'm guessing, I'm not going to use the whole pack, but between the two, I'm guessing maybe a cup and a half of cheese. I'm just not real good at measuring. I just sort of look at it and eyeball it and think, well, that looks pretty good. But I am gonna cover it so it'll hold all that heat in. So I'm not gonna put my cheese too high. I don't want it to stick to my aluminum foil all the way. I usually try to lift my foil up a little bit. Not really tin it, but lift it up just a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the oven let it be cooking while I'm doing my oven. I'm gonna set my timer on my oven for about 25 minutes. It sure smells good. Eddie and I both have been hungry for some lasagna, so I hope this hits the spot. But you know, I think you could probably, everybody has a different lasagna recipe. So, you know, I just don't see why you couldn't just use the egg noodles for your recipe, you know? Which I can say now, when I cook lasagna, used to, I cook the lasagna noodles and all that. Now, I cheat. I do the no-bake way, cook it a little bit longer. Just as good, whole lot easier. Because those hot noodles sometimes ain't the easiest thing to deal with. And this right here is going to be our last layer. Oops. There go dropping. Making some more messes. But y'all will have to put in the comments what y'all think. Maybe something, give some different ideas, make it taste better, or something different to give it a different with some of the stuff you keep in your kitchen. Pantry. And if you cook it and try it, let us know if you like it. Here we go. This is a little bit bigger pan, so put a little bit more. Thought I had some of those disposable pans, but I don't. Usually if I take something somewhere, I like to put it in a disposable pan so nobody has to worry about bringing back stuff. But since it's family and it's just right next door, won't be no trouble getting my dish back. This is another recipe that might be good. I don't see why it wouldn't. Fix it up and freeze it, and then have one of those nights where the kids are getting out of school and you're getting in, or got a ball game or something. You know, we like sports around here, so we try to go to as many as we can go to. So it's better just to have some home cooked meals for some of those late nights. I have a cousin one time for, I don't remember if it was her kid's Christmas or what it was, but they went together, her and her husband, and they made casseroles and did like 30 something casseroles for their kids and put it in the freezer. Got them a freezer, everything. And I was like, you know what? That is absolutely the neatest thing. I would have never even thought about that. But how nice would it be to just that morning set a casserole out and pop it in the oven when you get home, helping kids with homework and gardening, whatever. You know, we always have something to do. Pop it in the oven real quick and you got a good cooked, home cooked meal. Much better than a burger or chicken strips or any of that stuff. I'm gonna go in here and stick this one in the oven. Let's see, this one's been cooking for about 9 minutes, the other one. So once this one gets cooked on the right, we'll end up, that one will have to cook a few more minutes, about 10 more minutes, and then they'll be done and we'll try them and see. All right, y'all, we're back. The first one's been in the oven for 25 minutes. So I'm gonna pull it out. And just look at it. Look how good that looks. I'm just gonna let it rest here a little bit, and then when Eddie comes back in, by then it'll be cooled off a little bit, and we can taste it and try it and see how it is.
What did you cook us up? I walked in while I go and it was smelling good. What is that?
I took it over. It's just something I made. It's like lasagna. I took it over there though, and they said, hey, Georgia used to make a casserole that tastes like this, that she called poor man's casserole. But I called it cheap lasagna.
Oh, guys, then I got the name.
Or made out of the pantry lasagna.
We got poor folks lasagna tonight. Look at that. I don't know what it's gonna taste like, but mine really smells good. I'm starting. Poor folks lasagna. Why is it? Why? I mean, what's the difference in it and regular lasagna?
Well, it's egg noodles. It's not lasagna
well,
noodles.
Well, that's still pasta, ain't it?
It is.
Well. And we got to get more than that on my plate. Guys, I'll find out what's in it when I edit her video.
That's
You
right.
did video it, you said, right?
I did video it.
She told me she was gonna video it today, so I've been trying to talk her in when she's cooking to make some videos.
Got you another spoonful.
Yeah, I want another spoonful. Now, I can taste the difference in this and your real lasagna you make, but it's still
Right.
it's good.
Yeah.
Real good. But I can tell, I mean, there's something different in it than you put in your lasagna, huh?
It is. I put cream cheese and sour cream. That's the white part in it.
All right. Well, I'm going to sit down and eat. See y'all next time. Appreciate y'all.